Well, hello there, this is That One Generic Guy, Grinder here, and today I'm going to be playing the Talos Principles 2. And I'm probably going to do this as a Thursday, Sunday thing for a little bit until I figure out what I could change to see if I want this to be the Thursday or if I want this to be the Sunday streams. But we shall see. So let's just hop right in. I just finished this puzzle room. They're one of the secret puzzles. So I needed central puzzle, more secret, and what's okay? Let's see. I need to find stars, 2 stars. I need to find the lost lab, 1 lost gold puzzle, 1 lost puzzle, and the 4 main. So because of the way that I remember, where was it? There. That green area right there, that means I'm pretty sure that's one of the puzzles that are across from it, or close to it. Hey, this needs green. Entanglement. So that thing right there. I can just, oh, okay. I think you should be able to do that. Oh, it needs double power, okay. So that's blue and that's red. So that's green. Okay, I need to get that box. Okay, there we go. Let's see, was it right? Can I do it from right here? Maybe if I put it on the box. Okay. So I'm gonna have to grab this. Okay, can't jump over that. That was it in this room. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, you know what? I know exactly what's going on. And you know what? Let's see if I can find the thing. There we go. Okay, so keep connection. Okay. There we go. Coolio! 'Tis the star. Nice.
When the first man picked up the first stone, he did not do so to forge a tool. He did so to smite his brother.
Okay.
I
Why?
think that was more like a recording. The entity didn't appear, and the system didn't react either.
Oh, I know why.
Stars. Another reflection of the simulation.
There we go.
Congratulations, 1K. That was a hard one.
This wasn't too bad, I feel. Oop. Stinky. Like, I don't mind talking, but the thing is that this is kind of a solo game. Hi. Well, I'm kind of playing a different game right now. Talos Principle. I'm playing the second one specifically. Even though it looks like Talos, it's pronounced Talos. It's Greek. Yeah, I have it. Cool. Squad is an interesting game. It is very modern. I wouldn't call it sim, quite sim, but it is very much more realistic. If you want like simulation, Arma 3 is actually probably one of the best sim games out there. Even though it's older, I know, but yeah, well, the thing is that Arma 3 you can mod the crap out of. But the thing is that it's very much a sim game. Because it with and without. Although there are some mods that are more meant to make the game a little bit more arcadey, but is meant very much to be a simulation game. Okay, got that secret. What? BattleBit Theater? Oh, I didn't realize it was already remastered.
Hey 1K, what's up?
What is? Yeah.
I don't know if there's much to tell. I'm not that interesting. I'm just a member of the scavenging team. Well, senior member. Lead scavenger, I guess. There's not that many of us left, to be honest, and Garrus doesn't get along with the mayor. What else? I have a cat named Bruce. I like old music. I have a collection of antique bottles.
Ooh.
I think that's it.
But yeah, so I'm sorry that I cannot play War Thunder, but I just started my stream. Well, I mean, as long as you don't mind me talking about the game quite a bit, because that's one of the things about me streaming this game is to talk about it to anyone that might possibly watch. Okay. I'm gonna mute the music so that it is not distracting me from the game. Another thing about this game is that it is very much a philosophical game about I'm not gonna say good and bad, but between choices and kind of humanity. Okay, let's see. Why did you become a scavenger?
I've always loved exploration, seeing new places, that feeling that you're the first person to set foot somewhere after all this time. But you know, it's not even that. It's just seeing new things. The world is full of remarkable sights, and experiencing them changes you. It's not the same as just reading about it.
And that's understandable because experiencing new things is what makes life more enjoyable. Although some people prefer the same, and that's completely fine. But for some people that have a little more spirit of adventure, that would make sense. Rediscovering the world enriches our lives. I think true change only comes through introspection. I think it requires more than just introspection. Not that introspection can't change your view or Coolio. Got it. Sorry, I was just talking to Sinky on the voice chat, but I might actually have to get off the voice chat because I don't want to distract him, and the thing is that he's gonna be talking about other things which will distract me from this game. I will see if I can get on with him later, but as of right now, I'm gonna have to see if I could get off. Okay. Discovering the world enriches our lives. It definitely does. Introspection requires knowledge and experience, though. So I feel like, and not to mention just enriching in general. It's always good to see new things, but it's comforting to be with the same old, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. Every time I go on another mission, I find something
Yes.
that surprises
And
me, that extends my horizons in ways I couldn't have anticipated. The world is so much bigger than we are. It contains things.
oh
that
yeah,
we can't even imagine. And if we limit ourselves to our own minds, we'll never grow.
yes, I did beat the first Talos, and I am currently playing the second Talos that literally came out last Thursday. Not that I've noticed, but they've already did a small patch since it came out, so they probably fixed a couple bugs that. Well, I will say this: in the case of Talos Principle, is the fact that they actually changed the engine and they've changed how some of these puzzles work. And basically, they did a lot of improvements on it over the first one. The first one it's great, and it's kind of the puzzles have to make you think, but one of the major things about the Talos Principle is its storytelling. Okay, so let's see. Tell me about Bruce.
He's 5 years old, half goofball, half psychopath, loves sticking his head into things, chews cables, pees on electrical stuff. Melville banned him from her workshop, but he loves visiting her and peeing on her equipment.
Yeah, I think that's practically a feral cat at that point. Hi. Yeah, so, a guy I'm talking to in Talos Principle 2 has a cat that likes to... it's practically feral. Let's see. Why do you collect bottles?
I just find it fascinating that these fragile objects have survived for so long. Plus, they're kind of pretty.
Honestly, yes. Cool. I am not on North Under right now, so I can't say. Well. How late are you gonna be on Stinky? An hour and 15 minutes. Okay. Well, I'm Talos. I know it's I know foreign words sometimes just don't look and sound the same, but it is pronounced Talos. Actually, if I remember correctly, no, it's been a while since I looked this up, but Talos was the giant statue that was guarding a seaport for one of the Greek cities. And if I remember correctly, Talos also has a meaning. What was it again? What was the Greek meaning of Talos again? 1 second. Okay, so Talos is an inventor killed by the jealousy of Daedalus, his uncle, and the statue is a man of brass given by Zeus to Minos, king of Crete, as watchman. Okay. Doesn't hurt to look up some things sometimes, but yeah. I might begin off the voice chat at least for a while because I don't want to distract you too much, and the game it's kind of probably interesting for people to hear a one half of a conversation. So I will play some tomorrow though. So are you still going to play any War Thunder tomorrow? Okay, then yep, I will also try to be on at least some of Saturday. So I shall talk to you later. Bye. Sorry about that, everyone. I know that kind of maybe taken away from this a little bit, but it wasn't for too long. And I do enjoy talking and playing with Stinky or Nico or Panzer. He goes by any of them. Let's see. Do you want to solve some of these puzzles?
Oh, no, please.
No.
No puzzles. I'm so bad at puzzles. I barely got out of the booting process. Elohim thought I might be defective.
He was almost defective. That's sad.
It might be this. Although there was an expedition to a superconductor storage facility up north, incredibly well preserved, but the logistics were an absolute nightmare. Now that I think about it, there might be some of that in you. Our ancestors built some pretty amazing things. Huge cities, factories,
absolutely,
mines, monuments to their history, but nothing quite like this, no.
So the giant pyramids of Giza and others don't count. Got it. Actually, it was what? There was like 3 or 4 major civilizations that actually used pyramids quite a bit. Like the Mayans and the Inca. They had different versions of pyramids, but they had pyramids too. Actually, I think I already did 4 here. Pretty sure I did. Yeah, I did. But no, don't get me wrong. I know pyramids are probably one of the easier large structures to build. But the fact that their architecture, even though they are like thousands and thousands, heck, even tens of thousands of miles apart, the fact that they had fairly similar structures and somewhat similar meanings is just so interesting. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that some of them have different meanings than others, but it's still interesting, you know? Green, red. I need you. So I need the blue. Crap. Okay, that's the same sound. That's interesting. I'm a dummy. What? There we go. Took me a second longer than it should have, but I got it eventually. How is it that nothing except for that can get
What did you
through?
just upload?
A photo?
I mean, technically you're right, but
Is that? I can't tell what that is.
how did you even manage? You're literally taking a picture with your eyes, Melville. I don't even know how to make my eyes go out of focus.
Clearly, you've never listened to one of Herman's speeches.
Some of us are busy doing actual science, not just sightseeing. Thank you.
Melville,
What is it?
tell me about yourself.
Founders Pistons. You want my autobiography now?
Sure.
Fine. I'm one of New Jerusalem's chief engineers. I'm in charge of city maintenance and power management. I'm old as dirt, although not quite as old as that fossil Byron. In short, old Grumpy keeps stuff running.
Well, there's nothing wrong with keeping stuff running and being old.
Hobbies? You think I have time for hobbies? That's cute. If I had time for hobbies, all of you would be dead. What do you want me to say? I like bubble baths, candy, and the concept of Tuesdays. Cities don't maintain themselves. If you don't put real effort into keeping stuff running, it all falls apart in just a few decades. Civilization is always on the brink of collapse unless we do something about it. And I do.
Yes, but the thing is that there should be at least one other person that should be able to help take over your spot so you can have vacation time. Otherwise, you're not exactly living, you're just barely more than a slave.
Listen, one day that furry little demon is gonna pee on the wrong cable and all of New Jerusalem will just turn off. Forget about the megastructure. He's the biggest threat to our security.
As far as I know, cats usually don't mark their property like that, so I almost feel like it's definitely one feral cat.
It's big. It's too big. And it's got a lot of energy running through it. Frankly, I think we should be pooping our robot pants. See, that's what I mean about the language libraries. Pooping our pants. Really?
I like how it looks like the energy core is almost looks like Stark's core, if you know what I mean.
Yes, but I'm not liking the results.
What are the results?
Confusing, irritating, infuriating. Take your pick.
Thank you for giving me a whole lot. Astronomical temple. I'm not really sure what to call this. It looks like a temple of some sort of astronomy themed. I mean, that makes sense. They look like stars being lined up. Seem to be active in any way, but I can't help but think that this implies some kind of significance. Like it's hiding secret. But again, maybe my imagination again is better than me. Oh, yep, the gate. Let's see. Bridge ring. Bridge machine. Anyway, it's a device that takes particle clouds released by the puzzles and turns them into bridges made out of tetraminoes. Correctly assembling a bridge out of 8 particle clouds is required to reach the tower, so clear another layer of puzzles. Simulation had tetraminoes puzzles too, though in a different form. Could the presence here be symbolic? I don't know. Yeah, that's one of the puzzles they did earlier. It seems that each of the structures on the island, with the exception of the megastructure itself, is surrounded by a cluster of puzzles resembling those of the simulation and in our booting sequence. Completing a puzzle releases a particle cloud, which then autonomously flies into a device that assembles tetraminos. By the way, I found out what tetraminos means, and it's actually basically the shapes used by the game Tetris. Yes, that is how I found out. By my roommate. Puzzles even come with tiles hijacking the vestigial code designed to display puzzle names in the simulation. It's unclear whether this represents a potential security issue, but the matter should be given consideration. What an incredible structure. I will say, though, that having that curve actually also helps increase a lot of stability. Because if you have, if you think about it, a flat thing like a triangle, if it's hollow, you have to have a bunch of supporting structures on the inside and make sure it stays up. But the thing is that the way that this is designed, the weight will press inward on whatever is on the center, versus wanting to collapse in the middle. It is being supported literally by itself. by other parts of the structure. But that also puts more stress on the central structure. But I will also say this: I am not a engineer or building designer, so I could be talking on my butt. But I know a few things about basic shapes, and that curves basically put less stress onto themselves and put it more onto whatever is being put on. Mission expressed by this building sense of purpose that I find really admirable. It's big, but it's also intricate, detailed. That feels like a statement. We should explore this building as soon as possible. Excuse me. I believe this is one of the ones I did earlier too. Some puzzles seem to be disconnected from the rest, still functional and can be used to power the bridge device, which means it should be possible to reach tower without solving every main puzzle. They don't seem to be properly integrated. Could they be remnants of a previous iteration of the design? Well, mystery to solve. Discover what seems like a mystery to solve. Stars. Clearly inspired by the simulation, which are gained by solving puzzles related to these monuments to Pandora, Prometheus, and Sphinx. Perhaps these stars are somehow related to Yakut, dubbed the Astronomical Temple. That makes sense. 1,000 star or 1K in stars. So that's me. Melville. Interesting. Yep. The thing is that that's not technically. I mean, it is out of focus, but he's focusing on something else, which brings everything else out of focus. What's 1K like? I'm curious. Has anyone actually met 1K? But I found his pistons. I hope he's interested in mechanical engineering or something. We desperately need more people to keep this city functional, so I don't have to rely on Melville to repair stuff that Pellegrino fixes. Hey, remember when you fixed the door to the mayor's office? How long was Herman stuck in there? You trap one mayor's office for a week and you're marked for life. I hope he's an artist. What we really need is new stories, new ideas to lift our spirits. You know, if we just keep growing, we wouldn't have to worry about this, and we wouldn't have to imprison poor 1K in a cage of expectations. 1K will be whatever the progenitor intended him to be, and whatever the founder foresaw when she established the goal. He's polite and really interested in history, which is an excellent start. I'm not going to name names, but some of you are a lot less impressive. Don't know who I want to be, still deciding. I want to explore. I don't see a contradiction between engineering and art. I mean, honestly, we could. A lot of engineering is art because you have to find ways to try to get stuff done. Unveiled stuff in time, find my own path. But, like, people use engineering to make works of art, and some people make works of art and other people try to engineer it into real life, like the infinite stairs. If you get the right angle on what was engineered to be the infinite stairs, it, well, looks like the infinite stairs. So engineering and art definitely have certain things that are identical. Like a lot of buildings throughout history are designed a certain way for multiple reasons. One of them being kind of like, oh, hey, look, this is how we've been building buildings. Like how you're always hearing about Elizabethan era or buildings or clothes or whatever. And the same thing goes with Greek or the Romans or... Okay, I will admit, I'm naming mostly old European ones, but like how different structures are from country to country and continent to continent. Now, I will admit, I do not know much of Japan's history, but the old Japanese structures have those overhangs and a lot of like I'm just not very good at architecture and names of eras and buildings. But the thing is that art is actually, ironically, pretty intertwined with our engineering if you think about it, at least when it comes to certain parts of it. Right, of course. It's false dichotomy. There's no need to feel pressured, Wonky. I was just curious. But without power and resources, there's no art. Just saying. Well, again, art and engineering are actually more intertwined than a lot of people think. Met in New Jerusalem, if you remember. Spoke to my friends. The whole mysterious and expedition thing has the city a bit on edge. They have some questions for you before making any introductions. Do you consent to gathering, and sharing your personal data? What am I sent up to? Like, my friends just want some assurance you're the right kind of person. If you know what's really going on, you'll have to play along. Back up anytime, but if you don't engage with the process, then, well, you won't get to engage with the process. It's all up to you. Fine. Well, I'm willing to talk, at least. There's 6 questions. Standard vetting procedure. Get the best results if you answer in whatever way is most true. Question 1. What is the most important in making good decisions? Compassion or knowledge? I think it's a mix. And there are certain decisions that compassion is more important than the knowledge part, but there are also parts where knowledge is more important than compassion. It's, you see, I try to be a highly empathetic guy. So I try to understand what it's like for people in certain situations and understand their point of view and feel what they're feeling. I personally am very empathetic. I still feel terrible about freaking killing Sam from Soma when you are the main guy. I mean, I will say like, he may not have needed to live, and he could have caused him more suffering. But my personal thought process was that he could have lived for himself, for something else. Although he was kind of dead set on, going down into the depths, but that was something that was made impossible for him. So, I don't know. And I also know that sometimes people will use compassion against you. But overall, knowledge is probably more important for good decisions. But there are definitely situations where compassion is a need over knowledge. Line can be okay, and line is never okay. Again, this is kind of a philosophical question. Because there might be times where it's a necessity to lie over telling the truth. I feel like overall, you should be telling the truth as much as you can, as much as possible. I hate lying, but there are definitely certain times where the truth can be too much. So lying can be okay, and lying is never okay. I kind of want to do both of them. Again, kind of more philosophical. And I want to say lying is never okay because it's better to be candid. it is better to be candid over lying. But there are just very few select cases where lying is actually more important than telling the truth. Lying isn't okay. Question 3. When people do wrong, do they deserve to be punished for it beyond what is necessary for your own protection? No. Bad behavior deserves to be punished, yes, but no one deserves to suffer unnecessarily. So the thing is that punishing people proportionate to something that they've done is kind of a need. Like, but there are also certain things where it's like, how can you, or in what way can you punish someone if they've done such a minor misdeed that's done nothing more than upset you? Like, this is kind of a more disgusting sample, and I know some people will, say that I'm wrong, but let's say if someone, I don't know, spat at you, and whether it hits you or not, they spat at you. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna spit back? Sure, you could do that, but that, in a way, you could say that stoops you down to their level, and it's nowhere near bad enough, at least as far as I know, because I haven't exactly looked up any laws, that it could be classified as a type of assault for all I know. But what would you classify someone spitting you as? Would that deserves like any real punishment, or like it? Don't get me wrong, it's frowned down upon and stuff, but it's just like, I don't believe in suffering unnecessarily for stuff beyond what someone has done or yeah. Question 4. Now it gets metaphysical. In your opinion, can the world be reduced to mechanical parts, or is existence just weirder than we'll ever really know? The universe is reducible to universal basic laws. The universe is weird. We'll never fully understand it. I honestly think it's both. That's just the simplest way to put it. It's difficult to translate our infinite reality into binary language. Nothing less is just if you have any natural inclination towards either idea, answer that way, even if it is not strictly correct. But if you insist, I'll communicate your apathy to my companions. The thing is that we have been able to figure out that certain things will do the same things over and over again, so you could say that it kind of is a rule. But as the old saying goes, there's an exception to every rule. Question 5. Can things really change for the better, for good, or do good times and bad times just come around in cycles? Let's see. Eventually, change for the better is always followed by change for the worse. I don't think that is necessarily true. No, don't get me wrong. Things can everything that is done and made is a double-edged sword, and I literally mean everything. No, the second edge may always may not always be sharp. It could be blunt, but it's still there. Like the use of electricity. The electricity is such an interesting and powerful thing, and it's used so much in our daily lives. The lights that are in the room around you, your phone or your computer that you're watching this from, machines that use electricity. There's just and not to mention that the raw power that electricity by itself has. And it's just, there is so much that electricity has done for us, but you could also say that it has some downsides, like it can cause fires. Yes, electricity can cause fires because of the uh, chemical changes that it can cause to happen in certain materials that will literally cause combustion. And electricity can electrocute people, and people can use electronics to do bad things like hacking into your personal information and stealing your identity, or to make devices that can hurt people. Everything is a double-edged sword, but and I'm gonna say this in a sad way. Advancement has costs and repercussions, because there's always going to be someone that tries to find a way to either use it to their advantage over everyone else's, or they are willing to do whatever it takes to get ahead, including hurting others using, said thing. Eventually, change for the better is always followed by change for the worse. In a way, if you think about it, yes, because something new and the way that they saw it. Like, did you know that TNT was a way for basically nitroglycerin to be able to be easily portable? That's right, nitroglycerin, the highly super mega explosive liquid. Dynamite is the other name of TNT. Was made so that it could be easily transported to basically dig sites and to basically be used for mining and for excavating. But people have used dynamite and TNT to hurt people and to get into places that they shouldn't. In fact, by the way, the inventor of dynamite, Mr. Nobel, the Nobel, and he was the one that made the Nobel Prize because he felt bad that people were using his invention that he made for something specific as for something else. His was a sharper double-edged sword, but things change. Things can get better and stay that way. Yes and no. The thing is that the change for the worse isn't always as bad as the change for the better. I feel like this is, if I can make my own custom option, which I think that would be really cool, but really, really hard to implement. Is that the worse does follow the better, but in varying degrees. Because they're both right. Human progress shows things. I'm going to say the right one because overall we have exponentially gotten better things. Although I will admit, sometimes we focus on the wrong things to make better, but there are better things out overall. Don't know metaphysics or politics, but good for giving it a shot. Final question: which is more important to the success of civilization? To respect the lesson of our past, or to rewrite the rules for our future? We should not let our future be defined by our past. We should not disregard the wisdom which brought us here. The thing is that we kind of need to find a balance of both. To not disregard what was done in the past, but to try to push through it, certain things, and to try to to, you know, get through the bad parts. I'd say I kind of, the thing about me is I tend to be pretty balanced, I feel, when it comes to a lot of this stuff. We should not let our future be defined by our past. Like, now, this is a little bit of a tangent, but like, if you have had trauma of some sort, it is not easy to get past, and you might feel like you're reliving it or that you can't get out of it. But eventually, once you can overcome that, that your past is no longer a shackle that's keeping you down and preventing you from being able to move on. Something that you were able to, that was so big with you at one point that you could not move, and you were basically existing day by day and not really able to live. But finding a way to be able to chip that down into a smaller, more manageable size that's hanging on to you, so that you can eventually, it may still be baggage with you, and that you still carry it with you, but that it's not to such a huge degree that you're unable to move on. You should be able to look to the future. You should be able to have wants and needs. You should be able to have fun, and you should be able to feel happy. And I know that there are some people out there that are having a hard time, and I may never understand them, and I may never meet them, but that I wish that I wish the best for them. Because as of right now, there is nothing that I can do to help them but give them encouragement and to know that there is always tomorrow. Tomorrow will always come. Maybe not for everyone. Sometimes tomorrow doesn't come to those that have left us. But that doesn't mean that we should take away that the tomorrow that they have shown us that we could live. And that there is more to life, and that sorry, this is again a bit philosophical, but do not disregard the wisdom that brought us here, or should not let our future be defined by our past. Well, improvements only come if you take a look at your past and see what you've done wrong or what's happened, and find other ways around it. Almost done here. Oh, we're all done here. Okay. Where one? I know who this one came from. All right. Question 7: can praying for something make it more likely to come true? This question is a bit vague. City news. 1,000 final citizen was interrupted today by projection. Let's see. So the projection was tracked remote island. Okay, let's see. It's getting got it. Sorry that I took absolutely forever on that, but philosophy is not something that is easy to do. Wait, I think I did both of them. Yeah, I did the 2 lost puzzles. Now I need to do a gold puzzle and the lost lab and the second star. Aw. Oh, this might be the lost lab or the golden puzzle. Tis old-timey engine. At least for this world. I think this is...
This is very similar to the structure where you found the schematics.
Yep. Teleb.
Check out the terminals. Maybe there's something that'll help us understand who built this place. They have to have left something behind.
Well. Let's see, from BT. The Akkadian Empire forged violence of Sargon the Great and his sons, reigned supreme over the city-state of Old Summer. Tried to trade distant lands, fed by plentiful wheat fields, Mesopotamia. Well, let's see. And the weather changed. Stopped growing, trade collapsed. Let's see. Order to kill your in of the Megalithian age. Non-anthropomorphic drought, which may have lasted almost 2 centuries, caused many of the early civilizations on the planet to collapse. Small scales of humanity history collides with much bigger. Live in a changing planet and changing universe. Climatic optimums are temporary. Extinction is the norm. Yep. No, it would wipe out New Jerusalem pretty quickly. So when the founder awoke, even behind the garden forever, there were 2 more whose bodies had been anointed by the progenitor. Gold disc breathed life into them. And Cornelius, the founder, showed them all she had discovered. Together they explored the dead city and saw the ruin to which humankind had fallen. And then the founder understood the sins of the past must not be repeated. Only through humility can the future be saved. Aside from Cornelius and Eustathius, who are 10 whose bodies the progenitor had not anointed in due time, now it was upon the founder to complete this work, begin the resurrection. Proved assistance after many tribulations. The 10 are brought to life, and these 12 were the firstborn after the founder, are called the first companions. Eustathius, Cornelius, Aurora, son. Sarabhai, Byron, Melumphus, Yemo, Hypatia, Neama, Benaroya, and Lithracer. So you can make something that's 90% true and 10% false and create something that's 100% misleading. Base camp established. Trial 108. Okay. Huh. Frog? Oh, never mind. Thought I saw frog.
What is it? I did. It's interesting. The tech is a bit older, but it's been heavily modified to be more efficient. And it's not the kind of hack job you'd expect either. Whoever did this knew what they were doing. We could probably learn something from them. Did you have another question?
Crap, I should have done the bottom one. Oh well. Oh. Wait, have I done 4? I have not done 4. I will do that in a second. Founding. Founding New Jerusalem. Except for the dam today. Athena. Let's see. Instructions for supply site. Recharging pods we brought from the dam in 4-hour shifts. Wait, did I already read this? Yeah, I already did. I need to do 4. Oh, crap. That was a pretty easy puzzle.
The bridge ring seems to be fully charged now. Try accessing the tower, 1K.
Aw, destroyed statue. What's this?
Another set of golden gates. These must be connected to the ones near the megastructure.
There was a harder set of puzzles in the simulation, right? And maybe they're like that. I know 1K is probably like, yay, harder puzzles. But to me, that sounds like error code 704. No thanks.
Well, more for me, I guess. I read that one. We have to go to like question mark now. Wait. Let's see. Protected by golden gates that can't be accessed yet. Some kind of logical pattern to all this. Those gates probably open up once the correct conditions are met. This means solving all the other puzzles, or maybe something else as well. I don't know at this point. So perhaps something we should prioritize much later. So 6 and 7 I still need to do, which are over here. How do I get up? I've fallen down and I can't get up. Okay, I'll see what that question mark is mighty quickly. Ah, 'tis another thing to look at. Lives of the First Companions, Rudolph 777. Let's see. Perhaps the most mysterious of the First Companions. Wonder and mystic by nature, he would venture far from New Jerusalem on his own, recording his thoughts as he explored the harsh and distant lands. Part of his wisdom, all time his disciples sent journey to reach the opposite end of the world by foot. Then the been heard of from since.
There is a pleasure in arriving on this island. The pleasure of being the first to step foot here in hundreds of years. It is a genuine pleasure, and yet it is also banal. My presence here is of no more significance than that of every other animal. These rocks do not care who walks here, and the millennia between the presence of our ancestors and my brief journey are nothing to them. But even putting it this way is wrong. It is not that the rocks do not care. It is that in some sense they do not exist. I may stand in awe of the cliffs on the southern coast, but the cliffs cannot look back at me with contempt. They cannot do anything at all.
Well, I mean, he is spitting facts.
What can I do for you, 1K?
Let's see. Tell me about yourself.
Me? Well, I was born when New Jerusalem was a lot smaller than it is now. And there was a lot of work to do. I wasn't really interested in technical stuff, engineering and so on, but I was good at keeping things organized. So I got involved with the administration side of things. Making sure the scavenging teams focused on the right materials, keeping track of our energy usage, that sort of thing. I think we've accomplished what the founder wanted us to, and I'm proud that I helped make that happen. Byron doesn't see it that way, obviously, but I think sometimes he gets so lost in his dreams that he forgets to look at the real world.
Don't get me wrong, it's not bad to get lost in your dreams, but being able to take a step back and see what's been done and how things are going is still a good thing to do.
Of course. My best friend, in fact. And someone I've worked with hundreds of times over the centuries. A good person who cares about the world and the people in it. I just also think he's wrong about everything and extremely annoying.
I think he likes annoying you.
Oh, he does. He absolutely does. I don't know. It's obviously impressive, but I think we should be very careful. We're dealing with powers we don't really understand.
It's good to be cautious, but sometimes too much caution can actually put you down more.
I think the only reason to build a lab in so remote a location is because you're trying to hide what you're doing. Or because what you're doing is dangerous.
That device probably is dangerous.
To me, it means accepting a certain amount of humility. Our ancestors thought they could master the world with no regard for any other organisms. They failed to see themselves as part of a greater whole.
Yep, we see
I
ourselves
think
as
the
above
founder
everything.
realized where they went wrong and tried to offer us a different path.
Oh, hey Aaron, how you
A
doing?
path where we have a place in this world, but the world is not ours.
I am liking this game very much so far. A lot more philosophical than the previous one, I feel. And I'm still in the first area. Although I'm nearly finished doing all this extra stuff. But it's pretty good.
Well, puzzles, or trials, as Elohim calls them, were used as part of the process that created the founder. And they're still part of how we're born. They symbolize the human
Have you played
ability
any
to
of this at all,
understand
Aaron?
the world and solve problems. But nowadays, they don't have a practical application. They are a common motif in the arts, though. The only physically existing puzzles I can think of are in the Museum of the Simulation. So, to answer your question, no idea.
Well, I already finished the simulations in the what's it called? History Museum. I need to do 7. By the way, let's see. Watching streams to see how the performance came out first. I'll play later. Okay. So far, it's been actually pretty good. And I will say this: I have this on my HDD drive and not my SSD drive, but it's going pretty well so far. Need something to pick up. Well, this puzzle is a little different. Okay, so for right now, okay, so you know what? I just realized that might be a little. So I need blue, but where is blue? Blue is probably up there, I'm betting. That's red. That's the duel. Gonna need this over there. So that's the blue one. So I need red. So I need the green and blue. So far, this is the hardest puzzle out of them, and I've heard that number 8 was supposed to be the hardest, but I got 8 done like the third one. Okay, so they changed that a little bit. Every brain is different, yes. So... That took me a second hotter than I thought it would. Okay, so that backwards. It took me a hot second longer than I thought it would. My brain is interesting. And all I'm doing is number 6 now. Put number 6 in the mix. Alternatives. Nope. Oop. Crap. I could have just... There we go. I actually did a few times. Oop.
Odd. 1K solved all the puzzles in this area, but nothing happened. There was a brief blip in the system, though. Maybe it'll do something later. There has to be some sort of point.
It really is pretty to follow. Although it seems to clip into the ground a little bit sometimes. But it is outrunning me. And I'm sprint jumping, so you know it's fast. And yes and no, jumping doesn't really do a whole lot for speed. Oop, come on. Went up to the gold door. Oh? So I have to do every single thing, and then I get extra, including the secret levels, and that lights up the blue orbs. Okay. Well, might as well go to the grassland ring. If there's no downside to jumping, I would always jump. I don't think I've seen that there before. Is that the star? That doesn't look like the other star, if that's the case. Wee fire. The spark. Find. Oh, it's a Prometheus spark. Oh yeah. Okay. So I still need to find the other star. Where's the other star though? Because I did the puzzle to get the one star. But yeah, I definitely got that. It's pretty good. Maybe the star's over here. That would make sense to me. Let's see. The other blue sprite was maybe showing you where the star was? Crap.
I don't know if this is relevant, but St. Edwald believed that Tetramenos represented the name of God and God's ability to reshape the world.
True, but he was also mad as a hatter.
One man's madness is another man's genius.
Oh, I can't jump. Okay. You can change shapes though? I know you could switch between them, but I'm pretty sure I may have done something wrong. Oh, never mind. I'm just not very bright.
When I was booted up, I was terrible at the Tetromino Rangers.
Those are actually the only ones I was good at. What? I'm just saying.
But now I need to go and search around for that star because you said that one of the blue things was showing you where it was. Already got that one. As you can see, I already got this one. There's the secret puzzle back here that I already finished. Oh, jumped a little further down than I meant to, but oh well. Sadly, I might have to go back to look up where the star is because I am not bright enough to be able to figure that out that easily. There's probably another Prometheus flame somewhere around here too, but again... Get it? Motion sickness, so don't like jumping around. Ah. Nah, I don't have motion sickness. As far as I know, the closest I've ever gotten to motion sickness was when I was young. We had a tire swing on a jungle gym, and I would just spun around on that sucker as fast as I could for like half an hour straight. I think that's the closest I've ever been to motion sickness, honestly. I know that's enough to literally make people sick. Oh, nothing around here, sad.
Is that some kind of anti-gravity?
I'm not sure. Could be, I guess.
Well, yes, I was one of those kids. Man, dude, I couldn't...
In the beginning, the god shaped humankind out of the clay of the earth and gave them life. With
Impressive
their own
constitution.
breath.
Oh,
But
trust
who's
me, I was
closer to
close to
perfection?
hurling.
The creator or the created?
I had to lie down after I had done that, by the way. I, like, literally, I could not move. It was that bad. What are you talking about, lady? Cares because it came from nature. With the created because it came from art, not chaos. The same, for they share the same breath. Neither they cannot be compared. Neither because perfection is impossible. I literally, beginning, God shaped humankind out of the clay of the earth and gave them life with their own breath. But who's closer to perfection, the creator or the created? Neither because perfection is impossible. That is what I'm talking about. Perfection is impossible. One person's perfection is another person's imperfection.
The man who lives on the plains imagines that the gods dwell on the mountaintop. But if he followed the steep road, he would see his shadow in the clouds beneath. When Prometheus saw that humankind was more alike in nature to the gods than to the animals, he stole the secret of fire from Olympus and shared it with the mortals. Was his theft justified?
Let's see what these answers are. Yes, because knowledge belongs to all. Yes, because parents should not leave their children helpless. No, fire was not for humankind to have. No, because knowledge must be earned, not given. Zeus did not create fire. It was not his own. It was not his to own in the first place. Now let's see. Parents should not leave their children helpless. And knowledge does belong to all. But as far as I know, Zeus, did not create fire. If I'm remembering correctly, but I'm not I'm not a true Greek geek, I guess you could call it. I'd say the thing is that spreading as much knowledge as you can as possible is a good thing, because then people try to further that knowledge. I think it best I could do is belongs to all.
Fire may belong to the child, but the child will still burn itself.
Yes.
Angered by the betrayal of Prometheus, Zeus punished humankind by creating Pandora. He gave her a box, and when she opened it, from inside escaped sorrow and suffering. All that remained within was hope. What does this mean?
Let's see. I think it picked knowledge must be earned. So the thing is that I think knowledge in certain cases should be earned, because it's not like everyone is privy to all secrets. But I'd say in general, spreading as much knowledge as possible so that other people can further that knowledge is an overall better thing. But that is from my personal view. Let's see. What'd she say again? Pandora, he gave her a box. When she opened it, from inside escaped sorrow and suffering. All that remained within the box is hope. What does this mean? Hope may still be found for everyone to look for it. Zeus intended for humankind to have hope. Should have been released. Let's see. Yes. Well, the thing is that in a way, you could say that if everyone had to earn their knowledge, that kind of is a way of gatekeeping. Yeah. Okay. In that case, earn, in my sense, means putting effort towards it. I could understand that. But I will also say this. Not everyone may understand what they are given. So if you try to teach someone mathematics, well, there are some people that literally just cannot comprehend things beyond a certain point. Like, some people are terrible at math, and it's not like their fault. And then there's some people that it's basically kind of like comprehension for some things. You can share everything, but comprehension comes from a mix of effort and kind of being able to get it. I'm not great at explaining, but it's like, hey, look, you don't start off at calculus. You have to start off with addition and subtraction. You can't force comprehension, yes. So that was what my thought was that you can share as much knowledge as possible, but comprehension is what is required in order to use it. I could give someone the secrets to the universe, but if they can, whether they can comprehend it or not is something else entirely. Let's see. We suffer, do not anticipate it. Let's see. Hope is itself an evil, like sorrow and suffering. We're lucky to not escape. Zeus intended for humankind not to have hope, so it remains trapped. Hope may still be found if we're alone. Look for it. Zeus intended for humankind to have hope. Should have been released. We suffer. I do not believe that hope is an evil. I think hope can be used kind of as a tool. If you because just like anything, in the right hands, anything can be a tool. Some people use hope to cause to be able to get through more. Yeah, everyone needs hope to do anything in or to do a lot of things in life. Like an inventor hopes that their invention works the way that they want, but hope doesn't always get people places. I will say that right now, but it helps inspire people to continue going even when everything seems dark and that nothing will work. It's the little steps. Like, if I remember correctly, Da Vinci was trying to come up with a perpetual motion machine. Or it wasn't Da Vinci. What was it? What was his name? I'm brain farting now. But basically, it was like a water wheel, but the water was inside it or something like that. So the goal was to basically always have the water. Yeah, I thought it was Da Vinci too, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Hope may still be found if we're willing to look for it. I'm going to go with number 1. I feel like that is the best. But
those who seek hope should ask themselves why it was imprisoned with the world's evils. Creature of clay, you stand before the fire. Will it make you whole, or will it destroy you? Consider the shadows cast by the flame, but do not mistake them for truth.
Maybe so, but fire is needed in order to harden the clay into something else. The green laser. I'm firing my laser.
Activated is connecting to the pyramid.
That looks like a massive amount of power.
I need more power.
We need to talk about what just happened. Thoughts?
I'd say there are 2 distinct issues here. What is the being 1K spoke to, and what is the function of the beam?
Let's start with the Sphinx.
It seems similar to the apparition in New Jerusalem. Presumably the same technology.
What I'd like to know is what we're dealing with, ontologically speaking. Was this a sentient being or some kind of recording?
It was sentient. It seemed to react to what I was saying. Not sure. Interaction wasn't long enough. I don't think so. Some kind of security system. Let's see. I think there is definitely a chance it's sentient, but the thing is that it was a very limited interaction. I would either need longer interaction or more interactions over time.
Let's skip that issue for now. What really matters here is what it was trying to achieve by asking those questions.
Like it was test, no idea, cryptic. I think it was test.
Testing you to what? See if you're worthy?
That's an interesting thought. You solve the puzzles, you get access to the towers, you enable a beam, and if you do it 3 times, you get access to the megastructure.
Maybe, but why?
I don't know. It's a mystery. Don't you like mysteries, Al? Everybody likes a good mystery.
You know what I like? Certainty.
Come on now, live a little. We should be careful. We don't know what these apparitions are benign. We're all doomed. Doomed, I say. Say nothing. I think it's understandable that Al wants certainty, but the thing is that Byron, with his curiosity of understanding, is important too. So I'm not going to be a downer. I'm not going to pick on Al. And I don't want to put down Byron, so I'm just going to let them quip at each other.
You know how you get from mystery to certainty?
By solving puzzles?
Yep. 1K, you know the drill.
Yep.
The rest of you, as you were.
I like how I'm the only one that solves any puzzles, though. Elevator! See you later. Oh. Too slippery! What was that? Was that something? Oh, and that fall all the way down. I may or may not be one of those weird guys that like to explore almost everything. I think it'd just be hilarious if we just saw a random cat somewhere around here. Let's see. Did you want to them to steal a puzzle from you? Lots of the folks trying to break the games. I'm not actually doing this to break the game. I just like. The thing is that I know in the first game they actually had these little what's it called? Easter eggs, you know? And I kind of like seeing if they have any Easter eggs lying around here, like, oh hey, it would be hilarious is if there was a Vault Hunter symbol just or something that's similar to the Vault Hunter symbol, just somewhere in the middle of a crack, but something like that, something that acknowledges either other games, other things. It's just. By the way,
I think we're done here for now.
Yeah.
Let's head over to the next site.
Like in the first game, I believe you were there, Aaron, for the troll thing hanging off the one cliff. Who said jumping isn't faster? I'm definitely going to have to come back for that star. And if there's any more Prometheus's flames about. But yeah, I bet you speedrunners are hard at work trying to glitch the crap out of the game. Number 2. Chapel to 2. But I honestly, now, unless there's like some sort of super glitch that people can already do, I think this game isn't going to be super easy to glitch out. At least not with some of these things. Some of the puzzles I bet could glitch out the game, but I don't think the general area will be that easy to do.
Remember that I'm still trying to fix the rest of the transport system. You know, to get that success rate up a bit. Maybe there's another one of those labs that 1K found. If there is, look for more documentation, please.
Ooh, Prometheus flame.
I think you just picked up some kind of decryption key. Could try using it on those terminals inside the puzzles.
Ooh, star!
There's another one of those monuments.
Well, it's nice to see that that's already preordained for wherever this link is going. Okay, so all I have to do is shine a color at that. Got it. It only told me not to play around in the water, but I can't help myself. Okay, let's see. Where is that from here? Oh, I should probably access this real quick. New theology. Let's see. Realize God. Create something lower than himself. Let's see. Working through imperfection and make perfect. Struggling, become organized existence. With executive force capable of guiding it perfectly. Lives of the first companions. Randolph. So Randolph has already been here. After the events, Niam decided to consult the writings of the ancient, but while philosophy and religion interest her, it was art in all forms that came as revelation to her delight. Let's see. Not factual, validated, wait, some were real. Let's see. Such profound existence was freely available to all humans, but consider that too few took advantage of it to enrich the inner lives of fellow citizens. Leviathan by Thomas Hobbes. Nature is by the art of man, as any other things imitated. Engines that move themselves by springs and wheels. Artificial life. By spring. Drivers put so many strings. Joints put so many wheels. You get motion the whole body. It goes further. Called the Commonwealth or state. Put an artificial man. Sovereignty is an artificial soul. It's given life motion a whole glitched out. Lastly, Pax together united, a fiat, or let us make man pronounced. Okay. Station Talos principle at the level of the state from Lake Stratton. Interesting. Okay, so it was right there on top of that rock next to a tree. Okay, so it's right there. Oh, hey, look, it's the tunneling. Bubble, bubble, toil, and trouble. Oh. I want to make sure that's the right light. I probably should have checked that earlier, honestly. I like how they're all here now. I will talk with them, I just want to make sure it's the correct light. Crow! Man, this goes all the way over to the other side. Huh. Oh, I can't go through it, Sag. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying to pull something out of my butt, I guess. Wait a second, I think that's supposed to be used to help a different puzzle. Probably one of the secret puzzles, honestly. Fancy. Ooh. Let's see. World Spirit. Let's see. Was it drives historical progress process? Resource distribution. Political structure, universe. Okay, let's see. World Spirit, history on horseback or not? From Napoleon to Lincoln to Lenin. Historical moment. One of the space for human agency. Let's see. History, struggle. Heroes and tyrants. Extend the freedom to maximum number of people. Captains of our own fate. Okay.
So, what are you doing here, Trevor? Why are you trying to save the world? Well, look, I think humanity is awesome. I love humanity. As a species, we're great. I mean, our track record is pretty mixed, but have you seen everyone else? I mean, what did you do today, animal? Oh, I ate some leaves, sniffed my own butt, crapped myself, and went extinct. Or, you know, I tore this other animal limb from limb, sniffed my friend's butt, crapped myself, and went extinct. They really don't do anything interesting. I mean, you don't see animals directing Big Trouble in Little China. Birds can go tweet, tweet, but it ain't exactly the White Album. I mean, they can't even make a good cheeseburger, for Christ's sakes. They have no art, no cuisine, no pleasure. Animals are nice to look at, but you wouldn't want to be one. Except maybe a cat. I could be a cat.
So, I think and animals are way more interesting than people think, but yes, it is a very, very dangerous world. Okay, anything else? Okay. Oh, I thought those flowers were something for a second. So it's too far to reach that. Cannot see that from out here. Hmm. It's his flower. So it only seems like these brass/copper-esque surfaces are the only ones I can target with this. See, I can't get a hole through that. Let me check around the outside real quick. Well, that's a cliff. Cannot jump up it, Sag. I cannot crouch. So I have to somehow get that connected with that to that. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna try something that might be slightly stupid. Oh crap! I didn't mean to grab it. There we go. No, that didn't work. Wait. Cool, that worked. Oh, hey, I hope you have a good day, Aaron, or good night. Took a hot second, but I did it. Well, that blue thing just disappeared.
I can't help but notice that many of these structures are not strictly functional. There's a sense of aesthetics, of beauty here. This place might be meant to test us somehow, but perhaps there's more to it than that.
I need to see the star.
While exploring the forest, I came across a site of primal force. A beautiful stag, standing on a hill silhouetted against the setting sun. It appeared like a messenger from some divine natural power, perhaps from Gaia herself. Even to a being such as myself, less susceptible to manipulation by instincts and hormones, it was clearly a moment of revelation. In such moments, we are told to avert our eyes. But what if we do not? What will we discover if we look more closely? If we could speak to the stag, what wisdom would it have to offer? The answer is none. The stag is an animal of overwhelming stupidity, driven only by fear, hunger, and lust. There is no abyss for us to plunge into behind this revelation. Rather, the revelation is as flat and unreal as the plywood walls of a film set.
There we go.
I keep thinking, why puzzles? Is it just their symbolic value because of our history? Because the thing about puzzles is they can be solved. But if this is about testing us, what are we being tested for? It can't just be about spatial reasoning.
Our curiosity? Our persistence?
You're assuming that this place follows a coherent logic. My impression is that it's full of contradictions.
Byron.
Hey, 1K. I don't know what she is, ontologically speaking, but those questions she asked reinforce my belief that we're being tested, or perhaps analyzed.
Follow the question marks. Flower.
Looks like you found another lab. Wow, that's a lot bigger than I expected.
What were they doing here?
And who are they?
Untitled. Let's see. Tetramino with because of how mathematical properties of the Tetramino reflect God's ability to reshape the world without breaking its laws. Let's see. Heretical ideas and create them as sigils of his name. Is the truth hidden in all of this? Without breaking on the underlying laws, brought into existence the same fundamental functions of reality. New Alexandria. Of reminiscence and regret. The days of our people, a great deal of responsibility fell on my shoulders. Let's see, we're not invincible. Let's see, passion about the work. People of Ganaya, whose code was part of my personality. Let's see, New Jerusalem grew. Take as long as it did. And I proposed creation of a second settlement, New Alexandria. Build a thermal station. Oh, that's sad. Ethics of extinction. We consider beautiful and remarkable goes extinct. Consider that a great evil. Dolphins, for example. If dolphins go extinct, that's a great loss. If humanity causes dolphins to go extinct, that's a crime. But if Yersinia pestis, the bacterium that causes bubonic plague, goes extinct, that's an equally great loss. If not, why not? To nature, there's no difference. It's all just life forms. Its only moral framework that allows us to choose between dolphins and a plague is a human one. Let's see. Competing against other species. Some friendly dies, all life goes extinct. If you believe that extinction is acceptable when nature does it, but not when we do it, then you don't actually oppose extinction. You don't believe that dolphins are inherently valuable, that they deserve to live and thrive. You just oppose human control. You oppose ability and responsibility to choose. Ooh. Ew.
The world is a wonderful place. Every day we take another step forward. Every day we come closer to the truth. The closer we get, the more I can see the beauty of the universe, the intricate perfection of its mechanisms. I am a machine, and the universe is a machine. Every part of me serves a purpose, or I could not be myself. I could not be Miranda, because that specific person could not exist without those specific parts and their specific functions. In the same way, every part of the universe serves a purpose. I think that is what we were.
By the way,
meant to
just to let you
discover
know,
here.
this is the game itself that looks this degraded, not my game. Or it's not my machine. My computer.
1K. You just connected to an extremely powerful data stream. Are you all right? Yes, you were streaming. We all saw something. You're lucky it didn't fry your motherboard. Please, everyone, let's be careful with these terminals from now on.
Yes, let's all try not to die. More importantly, who the hell is Miranda?
There's no one by that name in New Jerusalem. I just searched the database.
A new person. Someone we've never heard of before. Someone born outside the city. We have to find out more.
But where did they come from? And how many people does it take to build something this huge?
Like I said, we need to find out more.
Well, you'll be happy to hear that I'm about to fix another part of the transport system. Thanks for the files, 1K. I hope they didn't fry your brain.
No problem. They smell great, like scrambled eggs. Stratton's origin of thoughts. They say that material things are brought into being by ideas is to flatter ourselves, which is an error philosophers are particularly prone to, because it raises those who think above those who do, or those above those who do. And what is the truth that does not flatter? The reverse is true. Ideas are brought into being by matter, and so each man's ideas are shaped by the world that surrounds him. As clay is shaped by its mold, those who live in mountains fear cold. Those who live in deserts fear thirst. Athenians are shaped by Athens, and the Lacedaemonians by Sparta, and likewise for all its people. Last part of the Brokey collection contains additional passage. Philosophy is useless if it offers no way of changing things. Leif Stratton tried and didn't lie to himself. How can we change the shape of the mold? Stratton never says. Perhaps by demonstrating the fact that other shapes are possible, we can't change it all ourselves, but we could, like Alexander Drennan, create the conditions for change. Another room? No, sad. Well, this here be star. Another secret. Loop. Brother, I need the loop. Well, that's interesting. Hmm. Whoa! That took me way too long to figure out. Well, crap. Hmm. Crap. My brain's just shutting down right now. I'm so tired. I should probably get off for the night, honestly. Well, that's definitely been very interesting. It's very philosophical for a good portion of it. But interesting. I've been having fun. Sorry. Thank you very much for watching.